Hi. So I just installed MySQL Community Server on my Mac so that I can answer some of the command line questions that I've seen in Canvas. I'm using macOS Catalina, and as long as you're also using Catalina, this should all be the same for you as far as the process goes. Most of the questions seem to be about the log file, so I'll include a timestamp for that part in the description. First off, we need to check that MySQL Server is running. We do that by going to System Preferences and clicking here. This button should say Stop, like it does here. If it says Start instead, then you need to click it. Next, we can open Terminal by bringing up Spotlight by using the Command button plus the spacebar. And then we're going to type Terminal here, and it's that one. Next, we need to navigate to the folder where MySQL lives. Now we're in the folder where MySQL is, and we can launch it with this command. Now we can start entering in MySQL commands. One of the first commands that needs to be entered is the one that starts creating the log file, which is TEE, and then a file name. However, you'll probably find that if you just enter something like this, you'll get this permissions error. There's a way to get around that error, but it gets very complicated quickly, and a much easier way that I found is to simply create the file in either the desktop or the documents folder instead, since MySQL has permission to write to those folders. I'll show you how to create the file on your desktop, which will be easier to retrieve later on anyway. When you're using Terminal, you can actually drag in any file or folder into the Terminal window, and it will type out the full path to that file or folder for you, which is great because it eliminates the possibility of putting a typo in your path. So I created an empty text file on my desktop that is named correctly for the first assignment, if my full name were John Smith. And all I have to do is type TEE, put a space in front of it, and drag in the file that I made and type, and then Terminal will type out the full path to that file for me. Now, if you already made the changes to your script file that were needed, such as changing the name that's listed in the appropriate sections, then you can start pasting in the commands that are in there. I'd recommend only doing a section at a time at the very most, so that you can check for any errors that MySQL is giving you as you paste those in. So now we've ran our commands, and we can check that our log file was created correctly. Looks like it was. So once that's done, we can submit this file to Canvas. I hope this helped. Thanks.